Hello, hello, Hidden Hermit here. Let's have a look at the Wheel of Fortune from the Waite Tarot. Again, another strong archetypal image here. And there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. So, first of all, it's worth to note that this is number 10 in the tarot system, right in the middle of the major arcana, which is important. It's important, and if I remember, I'll explain why I think that is so. You've got these four yellow images in the corners here, and they can symbolize many things. Firstly, from an astrological viewpoint, you have a human, which I believe signifies Aquarius, an eagle, which is one of the many ways in which Scorpio can be portrayed, a winged lion, which is Leo, and a winged bull, which is Taurus. So it's the fixed signs of the zodiac, the fixed points, if you like. There are also associations with Jewish angels and the cherubs, the choir of angels that mostly deal with communication with humans. And there's also a Christian element here of the evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Do you know what? I can't remember which is which because that's not that important to me, but there you go. You also have these beasts going around this wheel here. So what does that mean? What does that mean? The beasts have meaning. This is clearly a sphinx holding a sword, and it's blue as well, so you get that airy energy going on. This, some people attribute to Anubis, but I believe it's more Typhon, the Greek beast that pretty much tore the world asunder, dressed in red, that fiery element. This serpent here, which is yellow, which I think is a bit of a misnomer. The serpent is another vibration of the Scorpio energy. And it's interesting how it's all squiggly like that, and in the way that snakes do. Again, you're tapping into a little bit of Kabbalah there, the whole Kundalini energy going down the tree of life. And these beasts around this wheel, and this wheel is turning. So the Sphinx is at the top at this point, and Typhon's down here, the serpent's going that way. You can get a sense of flow. What else is going on here? You've got some of the alchemical elements, so water, sulfur, salt, mercury. Again, I say alchemical symbols. You're getting the idea of transformation, things turning into something else. You have some Hebrew letters, the Hebrew letters of the Tetragrammaton, the Yod Veh Yahweh, the divine name of God. And the letters Taro, which could be Torah, or indeed Tarot, which is an interesting correspondence. But the whole point of the Wheel of Fortune is that fortune changes. Things are always in motion. So when the Wheel of Fortune comes out in a spread, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It kind of reminds us that life is never stable. It's never, despite the fact that you've got the fixed signs around here, that the stability is on the outside, but the wheel is always turning, if you like. Now, a lot of people think that, a lot of people feel that when the Wheel of Fortune comes up upright, it means good fortune. And when it comes up reversed, it means a potentially bad fortune. I'm not down with that idea. Because when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it reminds us that things could go either way. Yes, contextually, where it comes out in a spread, it could mean either or, but yeah, upright in a spread, it could mean bad fortune. Reversed in the right spread could mean good fortune. That's the ephemeral nature of the Wheel of Fortune. The idea that things are always changing, things are always in flux. Astrologically, the Wheel of Fortune vibes with Jupiter. This idea that things can come and go, things flow. It could be attributed to all sorts. I was going to say, to fortune, to money, whereas fortune could be associated with many of the elements. I do depict Jupiter with a fiery vibe, but at the same time, I also think Jupiter can come with a watery vibe. In traditional astrology, Jupiter is the ruling planet of Pisces, which is very watery. I also think that it can vibe well with an airy vibe, because Jupiter is a gas giant, if you think about it in an astronomical sense. The one element that I don't think Jupiter vibes well with the Earth element, mostly because you've got Saturn that's very, very earthy. But, you know, we're not talking about Saturn or the world at this point. We're talking about this card here. Now, there is so much depth to the Wheel of Fortune. There is so much that could be promised by that Jupiter influence and indeed taken away. It's a tricky card to deal with in any sort of spread. You know, you could think about the idea of abundance, and you can also think about the idea of loss. The wheel is always turning, is what we're trying to say here. When the Wheel of Fortune comes up in a spread that I'm working on, it can be a little bit daunting. It can be incredibly encouraging. You know, it can give you the idea of good luck and indeed bad luck. So a lot of thought needs to be applied when the Wheel of Fortune comes out. And that's with any deck, in any system, in any spread, I believe. But again, you know, that's just my belief. Jupiter, astrologically, he promises a lot. He is a benefic, but sometimes he doesn't always deliver. So, you know, when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, you can say, oh, look at that, things are looking good. But at the same time, it can be taken away just as quickly as fortunes come out. I realise I'm sounding quite negative about the Wheel of Fortune. And that's not intentional. Not intentional at all. It is number 10, I've remembered. So you've got equal amount of cards each side of the wheel. So, you know, you could be going towards the archetypal image of self, going back the way, you know, with your emperors and your empresses and your lovers and your chariots. Or you could be going the other way with your archetypal vibes of death, the tower, the star and the moon. It can go either way. That's the message from the Wheel of Fortune for me. It could go either way. So yeah, so that's the Waite Smith image of the Wheel of Fortune. Again, an archetypal image that is hard to best in many tarot systems, and very often aped as well. It's worth to note that the Marseille, probably the Marseille, the Italian, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in its pictorial depiction has not been changed or altered even in a lot of contemporary decks. You know, there isn't a great deal of disservice or argument over how the Wheel of Fortune is portrayed, and indeed, to a certain extent, what it means. So yeah, that's the Wheel of Fortune for you, specifically from the Waite Smith. Thank you.